everybody and welcome back to the internet's best reactions. Today we are discussing, crying, grieving over the French Grand Prix. Now I thought I was going to be a very happy chap, just looking at some memes, having a great time, whipping out the smug face. Leclerc back in the championship. Well, how that all went well, didn't it? How could I have got any sort of confidence? Don't worry, you will get my full reaction a little bit later. I know a lot of you are tuning in for that. Your reactions were, of course, incredible as well. So let's dive into them right now. Right, first one comes in from @Formula Laura. Charles' engine looking at the temps today. And we thought that might be the biggest problem for Ferrari, right? Engines. Yeah, not just mistakes and crashing into the wall or anything like that. No, it's fine. I'm totally fine. This episode, I promise you, is going to be off the rails. Like, the hinges, I don't even know where I'm going with it. It's just going to be chaos. Okay? So don't worry. I've just given you a disclaimer now. Sorry in advance. @WillPasco14, Hamilton trying to keep up with Max and Leclerc. So, of course, yeah, it's the start of the race. And Hamilton did a very good job to get in front of Perez at the start of the race, so he was in the mix. Another man who had an unbelievable start was Fernando Alonso, the 40-year-old, absolutely flying off the grid and getting himself up to P5, I think it was. Great to see the two old drivers of the sport still very much have got it. I'm sorry, I didn't call Hamilton old, but he is getting there. He's getting there. And there was another great start, of course. @Dan Hudert comes in with K-Mag casually going from P20 to P13. He was absolutely going guns blazing in that Haas, starting at the back and was up to 13th. I think Mick Schumacher had a good start as well. The Haases were flying. I don't think they scored any points, but they did a great start. @YMusey007, POV, you're watching the French Grand Prix. I will not be sad. I will not shed one tear. I will not have one kind of thought. You know what I mean? Like, I would not be sad at all if Paul Ricard never comes back to the calendar ever again. Of course, that's something that's being spoken about right now, that potentially it's not back for 2023, and I will not miss it in the slightest. Like, it wasn't a great race. I mean, in terms of... It was obviously a decent race. That's my Leclerc fanboy coming straight out there, wasn't it? But the actual track itself doesn't lend itself to particularly exciting racing. That really horrible long right-hander before the straight, which is probably the best opportunity to overtake, just kind of kills the racing, even in these new reg of cars. So yeah, Paul Ricard won't be too upset if you left. @1903BW, the TV direction when an overtake is on. I'm not going to go in on TV direction. I mean, or am I? Or am I? Now, I didn't do the qualifying watch-along on Twitch yesterday, but Tommy saw it in all its glory, and it was quite interesting to see that they showed Sainz, who was literally just prepping to do the slipstream for Charles. They showed his entire first sector in qualifying because they're so regimented with their structure of showing the first car that's on a lap. Mad. And also, yeah, we missed loads of overtakes in the midfield, as always. Shock. @Ashwick_Raj, Ocon to Tsunoda at the race start. Yeah, Ocon had a bit of a swapper, didn't he? And then just yeeted Tsunoda, and that was pretty much curtains for Yuki's race, which was a shame. But Ocon, yeah, Ocon's been picking up a lot of solid points recently, and just, yeah, had a bit of a shocker, got a 5-second penalty. The Alpine fans at the French Grand Prix wouldn't have been too happy with that. Now, the first stages of the race, it's feeling pretty good, wasn't it, if you're a Leclerc Ferrari fan? For the first time, I think, that I can remember this season, Leclerc withstood the pressure from Verstappen behind and actually then started to eke the advantage out. @PhoenixTVX, Leclerc's mirrors. It's a terrible Photoshop, but that's the ones that really get me. It's the ones that are pretty terrible. But yeah, Verstappen all over the back of Leclerc. He was fending it off beautifully. And then the pit stops happened. Well, Leclerc's pit stop didn't happen, should I say. @Munford1999, the medium tyres in this heat be like. As I said, 60-odd degree track temperatures. You had a pit lane that was actually longer than it was last year, which was forcing a lot of teams to do a one-stop in this heat. But no, the medium tyres were not happy at all. And I think, to be fair, if Sainz had started on the mediums, he may well have had an opportunity to finish higher up than he did. And we'll get on to that strategy, don't you worry. I will give my thoughts on that. But obviously hindsight's a beautiful thing. But I think, yeah, if Sainz had gone with everybody else and started on the mediums, he could have had a good chance of a podium. At goalie_gloves97, listening to Ferrari's radio messages be like, plan A, plan E, plan L, like, they have got a lot of strategy options for it. Maybe they've got too many strategy options. You know, they sit down, Carlos and Charles, and they go, right, you have to learn all 26 of these different strategy options that we have, okay? And you have to be able to think of it as soon as we tell you them. That must be quite difficult. Right, let's talk about it, shall we? I can't really delay it any longer because, well, it happened not that long into the race. But of course, Verstappen had his pit stop, tried the undercut on Leclerc, and then we're wondering, wait, hold on, that undercut's pretty powerful. What are they going to do with Leclerc? Turns out they didn't do much, did they? At Ryan_T_Revis, there are no words. We're actually going to overlay my Twitch reaction. So we do live streams on Twitch. So if you want to see my live reaction, come and watch us over the course of free practice sessions, qualifying sessions, and race sessions. But here was my reaction to Leclerc hitting the wall. Yellow flag set to 3.
Oh! Leclerc! Is that Leclerc or Sainz? It's Leclerc! Oh! What's happened? Is that a tyre failure? Is that a mistake? Safety car. That's helping Mercedes. Oh my goodness me. Oh my god, what's happened? Jesus. The onesie happened. The onesie happened. Take the onesie away.
So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that one. I'm not over it. Oh my god, and I can't even blame like a piece of the Ferrari braking. It was a mistake. And of course Leclerc was massively, what's the word? Hard on himself. That was not exactly the word I was going for, but he was really, really tough on himself, which is fair enough. You know, he said if I lose the championship by 32 points, then I know where I lost it. And to be fair, it will be 39 because, of course, he gave some points to Verstappen as well by crashing. But I am not okay. As soon as that camera panned to Leclerc or a car in the wall, I was like, no, please don't be who I think that is. And it was. Charles Leclerc in the wall. Championship, I'm not going to say is over, but it's a massive swing and it's a massive mistake. I can't defend him too hard. You know, he's been performing, as he said in the interview, at such a high level. And he knows, like, just making those mistakes is just such a big swing in the championship against Verstappen, who is so ice cold and consistent. You just can't lose that many points. At Francis Maggioni, being a Ferrari fan is not stressful at all, says Giulio, 23 years old. Yep, I'm going to look like that in probably 3 or 4 years, maybe sooner. Depends how much heartbreak happens between then and now. Now and then. That's what I meant. My brain is like so dead. At Crystal Horner, anyone associated with Ferrari? Well, I'm going through a little bit of a rough patch. The whole year, actually. I don't know what's actually more painful. Ferrari not being in with a shout of anything, like with Leclerc, they're just, picking up 6th and 7th, and that's it. Our expectations are not high. Actually, I do know what's more painful this year. This year is so painful. Leclerc could be leading the championship by a reasonable margin by now, had the stars aligned. But they have not. The stars are so out of alignment right now. At 1 a.m, Miguel Mata. Every Ferrari fan right now. That is literally me. Just see you next week for more heartbreak. Oh dear. Right, let's move on to other things that went on, even though I think we missed quite a bit of midfield action. But at Shame299 comes in with Alonso to McLaren's tyres. I love that team radio. Just Alonso in Formula 1 is just such great content. You may not agree with everything that he does. Some things maybe push the rule boundaries just that little bit too far. But some of his team radios, like wanting to just basically kill the McLaren's tyres. Like, yeah, let them come behind me, it's fine. Because I want to kill their tyres. Fernando's brilliant. You can't deny it. At Clouds Kinex, Fernando declaring his evil plan for the McLarens to the world. Need I say more?
Who has won Tweet of the Week?
Right, Tweet of the Week time now, and this one did make me laugh. because it's all about Ferrari again. Did it make me laugh or did it make me cry? Can't remember. Either way. Tweet of the week. An amazing Fanatec prize goes to Johnny B. Gods. Ferrari engineers. So we have a 5-second stop and go penalty. Carlos Sainz, it's not a stop and go, it's a 5-second penalty. And then you can just imagine that that's actually what they would look like on the pit wall. But yeah, strange that they said it was a 5-second stop and go, because if Carlos had then come into the pits, that would have been a disaster for Carlos Sainz. I mean, not that his strategy was probably a bit of a disaster anyway, but no, that did make me laugh a lot. So well done, Johnny B. Gods. You win an amazing Fanatec prize. Every meme seems to be about Ferrari, by the way. I apologise, but the best memes have also been about Ferrari. At Shantaro2408, what are they on? Plan A, Plan B. Ferrari Master Plan Masterclass. Oh, never gets old, does it? Never gets old. It's another one. At Kanye East, Ferrari fans having a normal race weekend. We don't do that here. No, we don't. We don't. And I actually tweeted saying that, just one day of being a normal Charles Leclerc fan. That's all I ask. Then a lot of people replied saying, this is a normal day of being a Charles Leclerc fan. You make a very valid point. One non-normal day. That's really difficult to say out loud. One non-normal day, please. With all of the Ferrari memes, I genuinely feel like I missed stuff out. So I'm just going to say, like, massive shout out to the Mercedes team. Like, unbelievable that they're picking up even more points. Like, second and third, Hamilton and Russell. There's no meme about it. I just wanted to give them a big shout out because I genuinely believe at this stage, they could beat Ferrari in the championship. Genuinely, with all the changes coming, with the porpoising and the yada 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 that could bring back Red Bull and Ferrari, I genuinely think Mercedes could easily get second in the championship. At least. At Banana Leclando, Carlos went Ferrari, called him into the pits while he was fighting. It was very odd, wasn't it? Like, I don't really know what they were thinking to do with the strategy. It was either commit earlier and stick on a fresh set of mediums and go on the attack, or don't pit at all. But for me, pitting 10 laps before the end just didn't make much sense, to be honest with you. But then there was also the fact that Carlos was fighting Perez, and they told him to box just as he was passing him. And then he pulled like a 2-second gap to Perez, and you're thinking, okay, maybe this is on. Of course, he was carrying that 5-second penalty, so really needed to push, but I don't know. I know they were covering off maybe having a tyre blowout, but pit him earlier then and really go on the aggressive. Just my thoughts. At Killerine64, it's just traditions at this point. Ferrari fans during qualifying versus Ferrari fans during the race. It's so true. That is so accurate. I think Leclerc has 16 poles and 5 race wins. This is a good one. At Yurav Wumawo, I can't anymore. Most useless things. Dare I agree with it? I do agree with it. Honestly, I want a Leclerc P2 from now on in qualifying. No more poles, please. At Flick Floof, George Russell and Toto Wolff's conversation as a picture. Yeah, that fight in general between Russell and Perez was brilliant, wasn't it? You had Russell with the dive bomb up the inside of Perez, who then cut the corner and carried on. And then he didn't give the position, and then the stewards are like, nah, it's fine. So George is then moaning. And then Toto Wolff was like, no, you get, shh. Just go after him, you can get him, okay? And, well, he did get him, but not in the way that we thought. Just VSC, just got on the power earlier than Perez. Through he goes. At Real Yardy F1, the 2 Aston Martins on the last lap. That was a great battle. Imagine that was for the lead. Stroll with Vettel right behind. Looked like Vettel almost crashed into the back of Stroll at the end, round literally the final corner. But yeah, I think he thought better of it as he came over the line. But yeah, it was that was a... Oh, I can't. I love that dustbin gif so much as well. But yeah, well done, the Aston Martins, for giving us some action that we actually saw as well. Now, I know we've been joking about a few things that the TV directors have missed and whatever, but this meme is amazing. At LoAKit_97. POV, you're watching the French Grand Prix. I've never seen that video before, but that's amazing. That is runner-up for Tweet of the Week, which means nothing to you, but well done.
It's time for Social Media Team Championship.
Right, Social Media Team Championship time now. The point scorers for the French Grand Prix are as follows. In third place, we have Scuderia Ferrari. With you always, Charles Leclerc. Had to give Charles and Ferrari some points. And, well, look, you know, it is a nice, heartwarming message as well from Ferrari and backing their driver. Also, I just want to say, if you're going to give abuse to admins, don't bother. Like, what do you think they do? Why are you having a go at them? I know some of you are just trying to direct it at the team themselves, but some of you targeting the admins, not cool. Not cool. In second place, we have BWT Alpine F1 team. I want them very close to me to kill their tyres. Mr. L Plan. A very good meme. There's a lot of Mr. Men memes flying around this weekend. But well done, Alpine, you scored some points. And finally, the winners of the Social Media Team Championship for the French Grand Prix are McLaren F1. What are you? A Mercedes sandwich. Of course, this was after qualifying. And yeah, very good. Really enjoyed that. And so did a lot of you as well. So well done, McLaren. Maximum points. That's 1 point for Ferrari, 2 points for Alpine, and 3 points for McLaren F1.
And now it's time for Race Rundown with your host, Matthew Gallagher.
Okay, race rundown time now. I'm not sure how despair and sadness, whether that will help me or hinder me in reading out the finishers, but here we go then. The finishers of the French Grand Prix were Verstappen, Hamilton, Russell, Perez, Sainz, Alonso, Norris, Ocon, Ricciardo, Stroll, Vettel, Gasly, Albon, Bottas, Schumacher, no, that'll do. Sorry, I really butchered your name, Zhou Guan Yu, but I actually think I did that all right. I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna say it right now. That was a one-take wonder. I may have mispronounced a few things on the way, but I'm taking it. The non-finishers were Latifi, Magnussen, Leclerc, Tsunoda. I'd done it first time. That makes me really happy, and that'll also make my editor Benji very happy as well, so he doesn't have to watch me like crying for 10 minutes trying to do race rundown. Right, that is it. Thank you so much for watching the internet's best reactions to the French Grand Prix. I am going to go lay down and cry for the rest of the evening. But it's race week tomorrow, so more pain for the Hungarian Grand Prix. Hashtag WTF1 if you want to get involved next time to maybe feature in the internet's best reactions and also potentially win an amazing Fanatec prize. Podcast is coming out tomorrow. If you're a Team WTF1 member, you can watch it live. If not, it will be live on the YouTube channel on Tuesday. We'll also have a video going out tomorrow and all sorts of lovely stuff. Go follow us on Twitch, WTF1 Official, and we'll see you very soon next weekend for some more Ferrari pain. Bye! I'm waving at, no, there we go. Bye! My hand was disappearing otherwise because of the green screen. Bye!